Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your January, February, March 2026 reading. And this is a preview of the next year, the new year. And there are some planetary shifts that are occurring at that time. I'm reading this during the full moon in Gemini energy, where the movement of Mercury is prominently featured as the ruler of Gemini. So the way that we are able to review and allow ourselves to be silent so that some of the truth that we are yet to discover can emerge. And this is by way of reviewing lessons, experiences that we have gained for some time, but in particular, things that were initiated in late summer through the fall are up for readjustment, reevaluation, and some minor, and in some cases, major shifts. So this is a general reading, so be aware that this is meant to be general themes. I don't use a lot of cards because I don't want to be super specific, and hopefully you can find yourself in there, Taurus. So in January, we have the World card. This is a time when you are closing out a lot of your former ideas about yourself as a creative and or spiritual being. So for many of you, there is a passion you have pursued and you have benefited from that passion in some way. It is a passion that speaks to your more intimate and in some ways spiritual nature. This release is part of the preparation for the beginning of something new. And this is an opportunity for you to engage this passion, this refinement of knowledge, experience that you've had over the recent path. Your recent growth is being measured in the confidence that you now feel and the understanding that you can support others, you can provide service to others in some specific way that is unique to you and your experience. In February, we have the Three of Cups. And again, a couple of things happen in February that are supporting this love that surrounds you, this intimate circle of those that are present for you, those that allow you to be vulnerable, to tell your story in a way that is protected and safe, that honors who you are, and that also you reciprocate that support back. And in one of those movements is Uranus moving direct, staying in your sign of Taurus. It will stay in Taurus for some time, but moving back from its retrograde motion into direct motion indicates that you are once more moving forward to make changes, as exemplified by Saturn in Aries, that also moves into Aries in the middle of February in the most comfortable, thoughtful, practical, and realistic way possible. So this is where you are giving structure and form to the changes that you are initiating, the beginning of something, or the way that you're refreshing an old idea and making it more serviceable to others, ways that you're tending to your health and your connection to other communities as an exercise of wellness, overall communal, collective wellness. In the month of March, we have the Four of Pentacles. Here you are experiencing something of a bloom, a blush, some kind of success. You're having an impact that you were previously unaware of. And this impact is one that you are exercising very cautiously. You're making sure that your foundation is firm, is supporting you, is grounded, is realistic. You may be using savings of yours or other resources you have, literally your home as a place of business, um, or an enterprise, an activity that you are beginning, that you are actually able in a position to serve an audience, a community, or an organization in some way. So this feels like you are cautious about this largesse you're experiencing. Perhaps you're receiving some kind of an announcement or award or an acknowledgement of your impact on a group of people. But you are considering that and utilizing this reward, this acknowledgement, this money, this funding or support in the most careful way to shore up your foundation, to shore up your home or your physical health and well-being. I'm going to clarify the World card in January with the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. I do feel that you are working in a slightly different way than is sometimes the case. You are pursuing or researching something, gaining more information or data about something in a way that informs the work that you do, the steps that you take to improve upon your skills, your environment, your health. So I feel like you are following through on, for many of you, this will be a health concern. This may be an environmental concern where something is needing repair and you are doing your due diligence with regards to the help that you're getting or the best tools to utilize in order to complete a repair or structure something appropriately. This does sound specific, but it is pretty general. You are allowing your curiosity to resist the tried and true way that you've always done things, because my sense is that you haven't always been happy with the results. And instead of charging ahead the way you always do, you're being a little more circumspect. You're looking for information. You're getting referrals, but you're also using research tools. You're checking in with the Better Business Bureau, as an example, or consulting with your local librarian about how to get the most up-to-date information about something that you're trying to improve or fix. In February, the Three of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Cups and the Page of Wands. This is quite lovely because towards the end of January, the beginning of February, there is a fair amount of movement here. And I've already alluded to it, but I'm re-emphasizing it because Uranus moving direct in your sign is particularly relevant. This is about changes you know you have to make. You have been prompted, you've learned are necessary to your forward progress and success. You're learning how to do those in a practical way that is comfortable, that is gentle, that respects the resources you have and just doesn't give in to fanciful wish fulfillment or is not comfortable giving out excessive amounts of money and getting little in return in terms of a complete or an adequate repair or improvement on something. So I see you honoring your desire, honoring what you truly want, but allowing yourself to perhaps participate in the repair or the improvement of something, utilizing a student, an intern, or a mentor in some cases to do a job that will be effective enough for your needs. And at every step of the way, checking in with those who support you, who are willing to support you, knowing that you've checked the boxes, asked for the assistance, not struggled in isolation. That is important. You have called out, you've asked for the help, and you are learning to be comfortable asking for the help. This is part of your greater learning process, your own physical healing process if health is at issue here. So you're gaining more energy and more acceptance of the many skills you already have. In March, the Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Quite lovely. So this is the second night that you have, which the beauty of nights is they're about action. And for many Tauruses I know, you're all about being productive, getting things done, working hard, working consistently. So I do see you sometimes being less comfortable in areas where you don't know a lot. And in that way, you are encouraged to ask those who know more, those who are comfortable, or those who you know want to support you, help you in the process. You're using intermediaries as necessary without feeling any sense of shame or inadequacy. Your comfort, your satisfaction is number one, and you are centering yourself in this process. There again is a community that you're a part of, and particularly in March, I feel like there is a lot of positive movement towards the restoration of your home, your domestic environment, or something that is basic to your foundation. So you may have received an inheritance or received a gift from someone that helps you understand how much you have, that puts you in mind of phenomenal gratitude unexpectedly. There's a part of you that has wished for this gift, no matter how modest it is, imagining that it would help to heal or cure a number of challenges you have, but it actually has a different effect. It makes you feel generous, not necessarily with what you've received, but in general. It makes you realize how fortunate you are, what a positive community you are a part of, and that you want to be an increasing part of. This is you stepping out of a solitary work habit or profession or job into a community where your positive work and effort is amplified by the work that others bring, the effort that others bring to this work. I'm now going to pull an oracle card for each month to help us zone in on some of the themes. And I've pulled Judgment for January and Balance for February and Doubt for March. And I'm going to start with January naturally. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. This is very interesting because one of the stories I'm getting from the cards is that you are approaching something that you've done habitually in a new way. You're realizing that your assumptions have been challenged by you and by your environment. Things that you thought should go a certain way haven't gone that way. And instead of railing against that, you're opening up to curiosity and the ability to find and hunt down the answers that you need. This is a fresh approach. This really relies on the sense that I know enough. I don't need to know everything. I can learn what I don't know. And this really is something that puts you in mind of a greater service that you provide. You provide a service to loved ones for sure, to your community, perhaps to your coworkers, your neighbors that you have not been aware of. And something about the way that you take responsibility for your own space, your own home, your own abode has a positive impact on your community and your neighbors. And you do realize that this is a place where you have been often, but it has not, you didn't have the mindset you have now. When you encountered challenges in your community, it led in directions that were less than desirable for you. But now you see that your work, your hard work, your diligent work at harmonizing and beautifying your environment is valued. In February, balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. This is really continuing the theme, the positive theme of January, as you are approaching challenges, particularly in your relationships, with a new perspective, a new openness, a new acceptance that you have gifts that do contribute, that do improve the environment. You are you are moving forward with a certain amount of joyfulness. And the only reason I hesitate is because I believe that you are a person, many of you are people that are so focused on results, on goals, on being eternally productive and efficient, that you often take off in a direction without consulting anyone else or without planning with others. And I think now you're understanding that sharing your intentions and your goals with other select individuals, those that you know support you, those that you know will listen to you, those that you know want you to achieve your ends, are being consulted, are being approached, are you're listening to them, you're asking them before you jump into something and need to backtrack. So this is entirely consistent with the beautiful energy that you already exhibit. And again, that Uranus moving direct in your sign is helping you to improve the things that you know need to be changed. And it's also giving you greater confidence to move forward and provide structure and form to the things that you desire. Not dreaming about them, not wishing you could have them, but taking the action to obtain those things, to do the work. In March, we have the Doubt card. I release the need to know all the answers. And I'm feeling a real flow from this, from January to March, regarding your confidence in moving forward in a positive, informed direction without needing to know everything yourself, without falling back on a sense of inadequacy. Well, I should know this. I should be able to do this. I should have this. I should do that. This is removing that, because you don't need to know all the answers. You will pursue the answers. You will get the assistance to get the answers you desire as you move forward with a positive intention. That intention in March is really focused on your generosity. What form will that take, you may wonder. You're a very concrete person. You are very much in charge of your relationships and your money. And you are not about to give away anything that you've worked, uh, uh, that you have earned. But you are increasingly recognizing that you're in a community that is resourceful. Everything you need is within your purview. And that is in part this willingness to ask for help informs you of the immense resources that are there to do just that, to help you, to assist you, to improve your life. Your participating in that community improves the community as well because of all the gifts you bring. But this is a result of your heart opening. So much kindness, so much generosity you begin to experience as you ask for help and you participate in this generosity begins to melt away at your ordinary caution and reserve, your stubbornness that keeps you on a pace that you are adamant about pursuing in your own way. So I see you moving beyond the sense of clinging to something, in many cases, that hasn't worked for you, but insisting that you do it your way masks the fact that your way hasn't always worked out so well. So this is a beautiful flow of energy that I'm sensing for you in the first quarter of 2026. I'm going to finish up this reading with Enchanted Blossom, and I've received protection. And what I love about this deck is in consistency with, or in alignment with, this full moon in Gemini, flowers are a language of Mother Earth, of nature. The butterfly is a symbol of transformation. And I believe as you are currently cultivating a sense of silence, stillness, a sacred space so that you can hear yourself thinking, talking, you can shape your ideas, you can pursue them. Your interests, your feelings are being interpreted in a more empowering way. So things that blocked you in the past, you're accepting those as having come from within you, as well as coming from the external world in resistance to you. And this allows you to step up and take that responsibility, hold on to that responsibility, but recognize that you have the power to move in the direction that best suits you, to make decisions that are best for you. So this protection in many ways is your heart. This increasing generosity and openness of spirit, this curiosity, as well as this openness to your own passions, your own gifts and talents, is forming a kind of protection because of the love that you generate through your actions, through the exercise of your gifts. I hope this has been helpful, Taurus. Thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and until next time, Taurus, namaste.